Boss, if you have a single member LLC and you are an owner operator, I want you to listen to this show because I'll be spilling a lot of beans when it comes to getting a Sprinter van business loan with EIN only for single member LLC owner operators. Here are the steps I really want you to pay attention to. See, the whole thing is if you are trying to have a Sprinter van business loan EIN only, you need to first understand what the lenders are looking for. Whether you go to a bank, a credit union, or an online lender, they always have their criteria. They have their respective criteria. Okay, and don't let anybody razzle dazzle you, telling you it's complicated to get approved at a bank or credit union because their credit programs is too harsh or whatever. No, ask the question, seek information, talk to the bank, go to your nearest branch, have an appointment, schedule an appointment, and have a conversation. All you want to know what the lenders are looking for. Okay. And the thing is, generally, lenders, when it comes to a Sprinter van business loan EIN only, especially if you are a single member LLC owner operator, they want to know how long you have been in business, like your time in business. Operational longevity is really important. They want to know your personal credit score. So they want to know if you are, let's say, subprime, or you are like around 600, 700. They want to have your business credit score because, see, the thing is, even if you are a single member LLC, you can still have a Paydex score. You can have an Experian business credit score. You can have an Equifax business credit score. Okay. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here and to have a quick convo with you about how to get a Sprinter van business loan with EIN only as a single member LLC owner operator. When we talk about what the lender is looking for, the lender will also want to have a clear idea about your cash flow. So your Sprinter van, how long have you had this business? Are you generating enough revenue? Okay, let's talk about revenue. How much are you generating? Like, what's your cash flow on a monthly basis? Those are quintessential pieces of information that the lender wants to know before approving or denying your Sprinter van business loan with EIN only application package. Okay. In some cases, the lender wants to also have collateral. So this could be your Sprinter van. So your Sprinter van can be like the de facto collateral you can use for the business loan. And in some cases, they pay attention to your industry. So, boss, the very first thing I want you to do here is if you want to get a Sprinter van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee, as a single member LLC or no operator, you want to know what the lender is asking for. Number two, you need to have a clear idea about the type of loan or financing you need. Like right now, you're just sitting there, you're just thinking, okay, I want a business loan with EIN only, no personal, no PG, and I'm a single owner, I'm a single member LLC or no operator. But what if a business line of credit is what you really want? What if equipment financing is what really will be better for you? What if, like right now, you're thinking, well, I need a loan, I need a loan. But what if a working capital loan is what you're really looking for? My question to you is, boss, why do you need a loan in the first place? Talk to me about that. Do you want a loan because you want to be able to make payroll? Like, because even if you are a single member LLC or no operator, you might have staff. Yeah, you have a single member LLC or no operators who have staffs. Like you can have 10 people working for you, all contributing to actually generating revenue for you. Or do you need cash to actually buy inventory? Or do you need cash to be able to bid on loads? Like you realize, hey, listen, the industry is so complicated and rates are going down. You have to actually, beef up your strategy if you want to get loads, if you want to get loaded. So you got to have a clear idea about the type of loan or financing that you need. Okay, boss, I quickly want to remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to get a Sprinter van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee, as a single member LLC owner operator. Like you by yourself, like you own the business. We're not talking about a fleet operator. You are an owner operator. You're a single member LLC. You can have people working for you, like a freight dispatcher, a freight broker. You can have admin staff taking care of your taxes, taking care of your accounting, and so on and so forth. So you got to have a clear idea about the type of loan that you need. Do you need an online loan? Do you need a credit union business loan? Do you need a loan from a regular bank? Do you need a loan? Do you need an alternative loan, like, from the likes of Fast Capital or Kalamata Group? Okay. Do you need a business cash advance? So you got to start thinking about that. The third thing I want you to do here is to find out how to get approved. Boss, see, the thing is, if you are looking for a Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee, you gotta really contact lenders. Now, when we talk about delivery businesses in general, everything is geography based. Okay, local. If you have a delivery business, I don't care if you have a Sprinter van or you have a cargo van, the lender is going to look at your geography. Okay, how do you get your loads? How do you bid on loads? Okay, what kind of loads do you haul? And what is your monetization level when it comes to loads? Okay, are you going with RPM, rates per mile? Are you going with RPH, rate per hour? Are you going with RPC, rate per contract? Are you actually choosing an RPL monetization model? RPL stands for rate per load. This is important. And so how to get approved means you have to contact the lender. Now, if you have a question about lenders in your area, just drop questions in our comment section. We'll get back to you. So, because the thing is, if you are, say, in Atlanta, Georgia, versus you are in Teaneck, New Jersey, or you are in Hackensack, New Jersey, or you are in New Mexico, for instance, you're not going to have access to the same lenders. I don't care. Some lenders, they try to tell you, hey, we are national. We lend nationally. That's true. But when you actually start asking questions, you realize that geography is really important. Local. Okay. So how to get approved? You have to actually inquire. You have to contact the lender. Number 4, you want to start gathering your documents. Okay. Your paperwork. You have to have things like your Sprinter Van business forecast. Okay. You want to pay attention to projections. So cash flows, cash inflows, and cash outflows. You want to have projections around your balance sheet. So your assets, your liabilities, okay, your owner's equity. You want to have some information about your P&L, your profit and loss statement, because your Sprinter Van business has to have all those financial statements. And there is a 4th statement that's very important. That is the statement of owner's equity, because you, as a single member LLC, owner operator, you own the business. And the lender wants to see the equity that you still have in the business. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm still having a convo with you about how to get a Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee, as a single member LLC owner operator. I just like to remind you, because I want to contextualize the conversation we're having here. The next thing I want you to do here is to actually choose a lender. Okay. And there are lenders who will actually give you a Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only, no PG, not a problem. And based on our research, banks, regular banks, standard banks, traditional banks generally do not want to provide an EIN only, no personal guarantee, unless you have their relationship with them. Same thing for credit unions. So if you want to go to those, I would say, standard, classic financial institutions, credit unions, and banks, you want to make sure you have the relationship. It's the only criterion that will help you out. Because if you have a strong relationship, you can parlay that relationship into a great offer when it comes to a Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee. Okay, so choose a lender. And when we talk about choosing lenders, you have a constellation of options here. Do not limit yourself. Of course, you are in a certain state. You are in a county. You are in a city. So geography is important, but the catalog of lenders out there is vast. Do not put all your eggs in the same basket. Okay. So when we talk about choosing a lender, we are speaking about you, for example, talking to a direct lender. Okay. For example, Mark Capital is a Mark Funding LLC. That's a direct lender. But Balboa Capital, that's a direct lender. You can choose a lending marketplace. Lending marketplaces are kind of cool too, because they allow you to have to tap into a very diverse and deep pool of liquidity. So when we talk about lending marketplaces, we're talking about Lendio. So Lendio is a marketplace. They have about 75 lenders Same thing for NBC, National Business Capital. So those platforms allow you to actually apply for a Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only, no personal guarantee as a single member LLC or no operator. You only have one application. And what happens here is that this application gets dispatched to a lender pool. Okay, so you have chances to talk to a lot of lenders. So you're boosting your chances of being approved. This is kind of cool. You could also try that, or you can try P2P lending platform. So peer to peer. Okay, if you're lucky, you can get a loan, a business loan, on those platforms too. What I want you to do here is, boss, the next step I want you to really take, if you are trying to get a Sprinter Van business loan EIN only, no personal guarantee as a single member LLC or no operator, is to fill out the application. So when we talk about filling out the application, it's not as complicated as it really sounds. What you want to do is you want to first you want to try to pre-qualify, because see, the whole thing here is that we are trying to preserve your FICO score, right? We are trying to because see, the thing is, when we talk about EIN only, there are two possibilities. In some cases, you may not qualify for EIN only. So if you don't qualify for EIN only, you're gonna have to go with a regular business loan, whereby they actually pull your FICO. So you got to really be aware of those two options, okay? But the bottom line here is that you want to seek pre-qualification either way, whether you go with EIN only or without EIN only. You want to seek pre-qualification. And the cool thing here is that when we talk about filling out the application form, the good thing is if you go with a traditional lender, and you can actually go to a branch, okay? You can sit down with someone who will walk you through everything you need to provide to actually satisfy the requirements of the Sprinter Van business loan, EIN only, no personal guarantee. When we talk about no personal guarantee, just remember that you're going to have a business plan. You're going to need a business plan. There's no if and buts. I don't care. Like, some people, when you talk about business plan, they're kind of scared as hell. You got to have a business plan, boss. You got to have a proper Sprinter Van business plan. I want to know exactly what your business plan is about, how you monetize your Sprinter Van business, okay? What is the geography you cover, okay? What are your strategies to acquire more loads? Because see, the thing is, in this business, we have to constantly look for a Sprinter Van business loads. We got to always try to be loaded, right? You can't just sit around and just hope that the loads will come to us. It ain't working that way. It doesn't work that way. You got to fight. And the lender wants to see that. The lender wants to understand how you are fighting and whether your strategy, your fighting strategy, is worth it at all. Okay. So learn how to fill out the application so that you can be pre-approved. I want to quickly talk to you about how to actually get a Sprinter Van business loan, EIN only, no personal guarantee as a single member LLC or no operator, without collateral. Because the bottom line here is that we want to make sure that you have no collateral on the personal side. First of all, even if you are a single member LLC or no operator, you are still a business, okay? In some states, they might actually think of you as, they might actually combine your individual sort of persona or profile with the business, but legally you are still a business. Only the IRS come year end wants to quote unquote confuse your business with yourself, because they don't want you to actually file a form 1067, form 1065, not 1067, form 1065 as other multi-member LLCs will do. They want you to file your 1040 with Schedule C. That's fine. But in terms of the business, you want to actually project a picture where you are totally separate from your business affairs. Your personal affairs are totally divorced from your business's affairs. And the way you do this, you actually have to have a business plan. You need to have a business bank account. You got to have a business bank account, boss. I don't care if you're a single member LLC, owner operator. Don't you dare, and I'm speaking well here. Don't you dare to merge those two expenses. Your expenses, you're going to happy hour on a Friday night, chilling with your friends, whatever. It's nothing to do with you paying the your gas expenses, your accounting expenses at the business level. You need to separate those two, okay? So you can get a business loan, a Sprinter Van business loan, EIN only, without collateral, but you have to have a business plan. You got to have a business bank account. You got to have separate business addresses. Even if, because a lot of people like to list their home address as their business address. It's a bad strategy, really bad strategy. Don't do that. So what you want to do is you want to have a separate business address. Nowadays, there are so many possibilities. You can actually have a virtual mailbox office. You can have a virtual mailbox address. You can have like on a prestigious address. You don't have to have like an address on a crappy street address. No, you can have a real address, and where your mail will be forwarded, and a third party will take care of you. The next thing I want you to do, boss, is to really strategize. See, when we talk about strategizing, we're speaking about having the right tactics, the right strategy for your Sprinter Van business loan with EIN only. Okay, and the whole thing here is that you got to really ask yourself, how much do I need in the first place? Like, I want to get a Sprinter Van business loan EIN only with no personal guarantee. Okay, and I'm a single member LLC. How much do I need? Do I need $5,000? Do I need $50,000? Do I need $500,000? How much do I need? It's not about you just asking for a specific amount. It's also about, are you going to be able to repay the loan? Okay. And what do you need the loan for in the first place? That's the question you got to have. What do you need the loan for? Do you need the loan for something operationally important? Or do you need the loan for something that is structurally important? So operationally important means that you need the cash to take care of business, like everyday business. You got to pay your staff. If you do have staff, you got to pay yourself, because you're not a charity. You have to pay yourself also, and or you have to pay like an inventory, a little pieces of equipment here and there. Like if the Sprinter Van gets a problem, you want to actually go to the garage, like to the shop, whatever. So those are what we call operational needs. Or you want to fix something that is structurally important. Structural means that you want to change the Sprinter Van you're currently driving. So this is structural. Maybe the van is old, and you just feel like, you know what, my ass is out of here. I just want to change. So that will actually require a different strategy when you are applying for a Sprinter Van business loan, EIN only, no personal guarantee, as a single member LLC owner operator. Okay. So I just want you to think about that as you actually go through this loan application process: structural versus operational. And you also need to understand that I think I just mentioned that earlier, that when we the ideal case is to have an EIN only, no PG application. But in some cases, the lender might say, listen, we do not provide this, but you want the loan real bad. So you were willing to actually sacrifice your FICO score and have the whole process go through with your social. If that's the case, just be ready to make sure that you are constantly improving your FICO score. So by the time you apply, if the EIN only route doesn't work, you have a decent FICO score to fall back on. Okay. But overall, it's not really complicated at all to get a Sprinter Van business loan EIN only, no PG. Even if you're a single member LLC owner operator, it's not complicated. A lot of Sprinter Van business delivery, like business owners, they think you got to be a multi-member LLC, or you got to have a fleet to actually qualify. That's not true. Our research is showing the opposite. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, boss, I was quickly talking to you about how to get a Sprinter Van business loan EIN only, no personal guarantee, as a single member LLC owner operator. So I gave you the steps. Okay, the steps, you have to know what the lender is looking for. You need to decide on the type of loan you want, find out how to get approved, gather the documents, choose a lender. Okay, fill out the application, and strategize. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.